one of the most amazing things you can experience here in the Yucatan Peninsula is the Mayan culture. And here at Xcaret, they allow you to do just that. My name's Lynn Sutherland. I'm an adventurer and environmentalist. I partnered with EarthCheck in my quest to uncover the world's best practice in sustainable tourism. My journey took me to exotic locations where people are coming together in a bid to preserve the planet. We need to know the impact tourism has on these incredible destinations and the role each of us must play as responsible travellers. Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula may well be where the world as we know it began. It's here that a meteor 10 kilometres across impacted with the Earth 65 million years ago. The meteor hit in a shallow ocean, bringing about a change in climate that caused the extinction of 2/3 of the Earth's species, including all the dinosaurs. Today, the area of Cancun and Riviera Maya is a high-demand holiday playground, which boasts remnants of jungle and the second largest coral reef system in the world. But like all high development areas, it does face its own set of challenges. When you come to the Riviera Maya, what you expect is the white sandy beaches and the turquoise colours of the Caribbean Sea, and of course, its colourful wildlife. But what most of us don't realise is the habitat, culture and unique things that go with it. Here you have species that you find nowhere else. But not only that, you have some underwater cave systems like I've seen nowhere else in the entire world. I'm interested to learn how the tourism industry and local residents are playing their parts in presenting and interpreting the natural and cultural environment in a goal for the long-term future of such a sought-after destination. But first, let's explore a geographical phenomenon the scientists attribute to the meteor's impacts. Part of the beauty of Mexico is what we don't see, it's what lies underground. And they have a whole heap of what they call cenotes, which are these beautiful caverns. But the cenotes actually link together a whole system of caves and underwater ground system. And we're going to jump into what could possibly be one of the longest water systems in the entire world. Pablo, tell me about these cenote systems that we've got here.
Basically, these are underground caverns and caves that got formed either by filtration and erosion of water or by a huge meteorite that fell about 65 million years ago that basically extincted the dinosaurs, so that's the theory. And that when it fell, it created a whole shock in the peninsula that made these caverns and holes. There's a Mayan legend that says that the Mayans actually walked through these underground caverns when they were empty. What's really interesting is that there's a record of these caves getting flooded immediately
in
one event. So you can find a lot of skeletons of different animals, even from prehistoric animals like small camels, small horses, and things that weren't here in the peninsula. Wow. After when the Spanish came.
The Mayans were a sophisticated race of scholars, knowledgeable of stars, navigation and mathematics. Their temples, located in the Yucatan Peninsula, hold the secrets of their lifestyle, which were rich with cultural sports games. Animals played a large part in their values, and the mighty jaguar, a local species of wildcat, a central part of their higher beliefs. They built an empire and for centuries cornered early trade along the coast of the Riviera Maya in canoes. In the early 1500s, Columbus informed Spain of the trade he sighted, and the Spanish and later European influences moved in. So these cenotes are also a very valuable source of water for the local people?
They have been through the ages, and yes, of course, this whole jungle lives because of the cenotes. It would be a desert if there were no underground caverns and underground rivers here. And they've used it for their livelihood forever. Now we've had a lot of trouble because there's a lot of pollution coming in from developments that are not following the guidelines and regulations, so they're throwing their sewage into the cenotes, and everything's connected, so it ends up affecting all the other cenotes that are actually depending on the tourism and people visiting them. So,
it's a bit like our veins, isn't it? It's sort of a vein system for the Earth.
It's exactly like your veins.
Yeah. So are you looking at trying to encourage sustainable tourism here?
Yes. Basically, the plan here is that to show the people, the Mayan people and the local people, that they have a treasure here. As long as they take care of it, tourists will still come and they'll still give them something to eat instead of burning the whole wood and making it charcoal, you know, to sell it to the...
Because a lot of this would be farming land and they'd just burn it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they burn it or they just sell it to the highest bidder and they build developments and things like this, and their family ends up losing it.
Development spurred by tourism and traditional slash-and-burn agricultural practices have had significant environmental impacts. I wanted to see these effects firsthand. I'm here with the guys. We're on a mission, aren't we, guys?
Yes, we're on a mission.
We're in the hands of Lighthawk. They're going to do a mission for Marco, and this is all for the LED Jaguar. So what are we doing, Marco?
Well, we're going to overfly the area. Right now we have heavy fires in the region. We want to assess the status of fires, how they're being combated, and where the fire started. So we need to check those things now.
Lighthawk is an organization in the United States of about 70 volunteer pilots. Most of us own our own airplanes. In this particular case, Lighthawk has this donated aircraft, which many of us, I think there's about 12 of us, come down and take shifts in flying it all around Central America.
As we took to the skies and headed along the scenic coastline, it was at first a bit of a joy flight. But then we flew inland over the jungle, and it didn't take long for Marco to point out the first of the fires. The initial fire was relatively small, but in the background wrought a much larger problem. The smoke soon got so thick and the devastation on the landscape far more apparent. This land is home to one of the last strongholds of jaguar habitat, and as Marco pointed out, the fires were burning very close to their conservation area. How does the endangered jaguar and other crucial wildlife species stand a chance when their habitat is not only shrinking, but also going up in smoke? This destination is facing a number of substantial development challenges from competing land uses such as agriculture and urbanisation. After seeing the fires burning, it was time to see how tourism is helping support conservation outcomes, while offering this area an alternative employment opportunity, leading to a stronger local economy. One of the best examples was surprisingly at one of the very large resorts that is also 5-star. Once you arrive at the Grand Palladium, one of the first things you notice is the natural settings. Over 90% of this 200-hectare property has been set aside for conservation. So despite the size of the resort, a sense of calm prevails. What a beautiful place.
Yes, it's wonderful.
So, Flor, it's hard to imagine that you can accommodate 4,000 people here.
Yes, that's because we have 5 hotels in the resort. And in the conservation area, we have so many animals as raccoons, monkeys, iguanas, and also the jaguar.
A jaguar?
Yeah.
In the resort?
Well, in the land where the people don't go.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So when you built the resort, how did you go about making sure that you didn't damage the environment?
We take out all the plants and put in a greenhouse, And at the end of the works, we replant in the resort.
So you use the original plants that you took out?
Yeah, yeah.
So why is it so important to keep the natural habitat here?
Well, we have so many ecosystems here. We are in the mangroves ecosystem.
Yeah.
So it's very important because it has so many functions. There are the habitats of so many species, aquatic and land species. They provide some organic matter, and the function with during the hurricanes is like a barrier. And also all this sort of, the area helps to fix the carbon. So we are helping to the climate change.
So really, conservation's a big thing here for you guys.
Yeah, it's very important. It's very important.
Animal welfare and conservation even extends to the busy beach, which is a turtle nesting area. With all turtle species now endangered, every little turtle counts. The resort monitors the turtle's nest to ensure the visitors do not interfere with the marine life that is so special in these waters. Part of the operational principles of the resort is to have a commitment to habitat conservation and guest education, so we all leave a little richer for the experience. It was time to experience the Mayan Palace, another grand, luxurious Riviera resort. Love the step. Not bad, hey? Even though the Grand Mayan delivers a high level of luxury, it does so with the conservation of natural resources in mind. But as a guest, you would never know what goes on behind the scenes. To find out how this resort has got to this point, I tracked down Eric, the Director of Hotel Operations. Eric, the Mayan resort is like a city within a city. But with such a mega resort, there must be a lot of forethought that goes in toward operating sustainably.
In the beginning, we didn't realize it. We just opened the resort and then start to find out that we were using a lot of water, a lot of electricity, a lot of garbage, that we were producing a ton of garbage, and find out that those garbage used to go to the municipal ground and they were just burning. Right. So every day we were facing more and more difficult situation in order to give the best service that we were planning to give to our clients.
So because it was so big, it was really quite hard to manage in the beginning, and you didn't really know or think ahead at that time?
Now, well, we thought ahead, but with the means that we have in Mexico, we didn't really know what to do to be part of a better environment. We were very supportive of doing something, but we didn't know what to do really, because that's also, like you said, a very big property.
So what do you do now to sort of help move towards sustainability?
Okay, first of all, the cost of having, let's say, the water for the Gulf was tremendous, no? So the cost of managing, let's say, sometime between 5,000 to 8,000 guests plus 2,000 employees was also very impacting. So we start to look around. I mean, we start to look worldwide and to look for companies who could help us. And we find the health check. You know? We were looking on recollection, garbage recollection, water. We were looking on electricity consumption. We were looking into water consumption. And we were looking into to have the best practice that Health taught us. But it was a lot of work. It cost us like two years training. But since we did it, it's, of course, we have a much better hotel. We have much happier clients. And most of all, I think that, which is very important for us, the same employees who has been trained, now they apply the same values, the same practice to the house.
This is an example where a large operation can commit and deliver to minimise its environmental footprint in real figures. This is a win-win situation for both the operator and the environment. There's an active habitat restoration program going on here, with artificial reefs being laid to attract marine life and encourage sand creation. After learning how the resorts are playing their part, it was time to have some fun and be adventurous while still holidaying in a responsible way. If you love the ocean, you will love Cancun, because you can do just about anything related to the marine environment right here. You can go boating, you can swim with dolphins, or you can go scuba diving like we're going to do. They've even got these incredible underwater statues, and that's what we're checking out. Look at the colour of the water. This is classic Caribbean diving. But we've come to the side of the statues, and there they are, those black shadows. That's where we're going to dive. Hasta la vista. Jumping into the warm waters of the Caribbean is rewarding enough, but snorkeling down through the crystal clear waters and seeing hundreds of life-size statues is one thing I have never experienced. With the pressure of tourism threatening the largest reef systems in our world, this artificial reef that is also an underwater museum has been designed to give people a unique experience and take pressure off the surrounding reef. Cancun and the Riviera Maya have theme parks like I've seen nowhere else. They are in fact ecological parks for the region's visitors. These parks are nestled amongst jungle and lagoon environments, providing an opportunity to have fun while experiencing the area's surroundings. They not only provide great entertainment, but an education. And with a full list of activities, where does one start? Andres is about to throw me off a perfectly good platform, aren't you? You're gonna throw me off?
Yes.
After flying above the forest, it was time to be adventurous below the ground and explore the cenotes that we had already dived. The caves are incredible, and you float your way down this natural environment, soaking up the beautiful surroundings. All the activities take you through the ecosystems that exist here naturally. The same company that owns Explore also have two other theme parks that really help to educate people. Xcaret shows people the fascinating history of the progression of man in this area. It also paves the way to assist in conservation. Since the park Xcaret opened in 1990, it has introduced a wide variety of reproduction programs and conservation programs for species like the macaw, the flamingo, the manatee and the sea turtle. And these are some of the guys that are thriving thanks to those programs. Xcaret has achieved many success stories of breeding species in captivity. This park holds a Guinness Book of Records for their endangered species program, successfully breeding 105 scarlet and green macaw chicks in 2009. It's the most important reproduction centre within Mexico and now has around 800 beautiful, bright birds. These programs also extend to their other park, Xelha. In our modern society, all too many times we enjoy ourselves indoors in concrete jungles. But nature gives you something you just can't replace. And here at Shellheart, they've managed to harness the beauty of the natural surroundings and build a theme park that allows people to have fun in the sun. Shellheart spans 86 hectares, of which 60% is reserved. This natural park is a group of inlets, lagoons, cenotes and caves, located where salty waters from the Caribbean Sea are mixed with fresh waters from the spring waters and underground rivers of the Yucatan Peninsula. Shellheart's rainforest is the habitat of more than 100 species of birds and around 230 species of plants, flowers and trees. Its lagoon is home to more than 90 marine species. Shellheart values its natural assets and takes all measures to ensure the impact on the surrounding area is minimal. Check this out. The first thing they give you when you walk through the door is this biodegradable sunscreen. Now, sunscreens often can hurt the marine environment, but this one is chemical-free and it's coral-friendly. This great initiative, I found out, was just one of the many conservation ideals this park has. What is so special about this place?
Well, here in the park, we specialize in the good practice, and all the practice began in 60 years ago when the park was born.
You have a beautiful park here, like being able to walk around it and seeing the plants and seeing the animals. Is that your priority, the conservation of the area?
Yes, where we have programs with the plants, monitoring, and the plant nursery. The animals is not in cage. They are freedom, working with the community together. We can protect not only Shellheart, we can protect our biggest area, but we need to work together.
This park leads by example for the surrounding community, sharing their knowledge, sustainable practices and passion for the benefit of all. They also support endangered animal initiatives. My next adventure would be with 3 beautiful manatees who were rescued and brought here. So what am I going to do today? What do I experience?
Okay, well, we have 2 parts. One is the interaction that we will talk about physiology, biology, anatomy of them. And you will have the opportunity to feed them and to touch them. This is Basha. But as you can see, Mashi is trying to get to her. It's doing the breathing.
Yeah, so this is the beautiful girl. Hello, darling. There you go. There you go.
And
Thank you. How much does a manatee weigh?
They can reach like 900 pounds.
Wow, nearly a ton. Should they have this much algae on them?
Yeah, it's natural. If you see a manatee on the wall, they
Yeah.
have a lot of more algae.
And the little fish clean them.
Exactly, and the algae is a camouflage for them.
How come their eyes are so tiny?
Yeah, it's amazing because they are so tiny, but they can see in colors, 2 dimensions, and 10 meters away. Here we have the mouth. The yellow one is the thumb.
Yeah,
They don't have teeth. They have 24 to 32 molars on the back.
yeah.
And this helps us to check the lips and the mouth. And sometimes we have to do medical treats. So we put the pill here and we do the whistle and
That's a big mouth. These natural inlets are where manatees and other marine species would often visit before the days of heavy development. These manatees are now classed as endangered, and it is vital that programs like the one at Shellheart are introduced globally to ensure we maintain biodiversity. The concept of a natural theme park is so deceptively simple. All you have to do is have a beautiful place like this and then give people the right toys to explore it in a non-impact manner. I don't know too many places around the world that do this, but I sure wish they did. By engaging people in amazing experiences, tourism is able to educate about conservation for the surrounding area. They put smiles on the dials of all who pass through their doors, and by immersing oneself in the environment, this often leads to us tourists becoming an ambassador sometimes even a custodian for the wonderful destination that we visit. The more we learn about the role our natural environments play, the more we realise what we stand to lose if we do not reduce our rate of consumption. Many scientists believe that we will have lost over 50% of the world's species by 2050 through human needs. Whether you're an individual or a business, reducing your rate of consumption is crucial if we're going to minimise our global impact.